Hello, my friends. It is time for Thought Shifting Thursdays. Today, let's see, what's the title that I put on there? It is, it's Election Results Blues, okay, or Election Result Delays Blues. So, and the reason I'm doing this particular subject today is because I need it, right? So I've got a little bit of attachment, maybe more than a little bit of attachment to the results of this election. Anyone else out there feel the same? And so, as many of you who know my teaching, my philosophy on life, my most important practice, which is, well, let's say second most important practice. Most important practice is loving myself unconditionally. Second most is non-attachment to results in the world of form. And so I really want to focus on that because I'm feeling a little attached here. And so I saw this meme yesterday and posted it on Facebook. And I want to see if anyone relates to this. I'll put it on both screens here. Come on, do something. Poking a stick at the red-blue map that doesn't seem to be changing in the last 24 hours. And then one of my friends, Jonathan, or Jenny, as she normally goes by, responded with this one. Put on both screens. Me. I'm not going to look. I'll just wait until it's announced. Me. I'm not going to look. I'll just wait until it's announced. And also me. Smoking a cigarette. Not actually me, but Jenny maybe. Smoking a cigarette and watching the phone constantly. I have been watching the phone pretty frequently to see if there's any changes and poking my stick at it. But what I know, what I experience in life as this second most important practice of non-attachment is it's the only way to peace. And so I asked this question, and maybe we'll do a meditation on this at the end. What does your life look like? My life look like? Our life look like? If we can maintain a state of peace, no matter what is happening in the world of form, in the political world, in any situation, the pandemic, whatever it is that might be challenging us. And so I love to use this example of Viktor Frankl, who, if you don't know, wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. And he was imprisoned in a Nazi concentration camp. And what came to him in the midst of this most horrific experience is that no matter what they do to my body, no matter what they do to my friends, my families, what I have learned is that they cannot touch my soul. They cannot touch the essence of who I really am, no matter what is happening. So here is Viktor Frankl having a transpersonal experience, a mystical experience perhaps even, in the midst of the most oppressive situation that anyone can imagine. And he was having a moment of peace in that. And you could have somewhere else in the world, in a sacred temple or in a luxurious resort, having a bad day because of some, unimportant event that just happened, right? We were just in a resort, came back from Puerto Vallarta. And, we would complain, not a big complaint, but sometimes complain if the food wasn't to our liking, right? How inconsequential are such things? And so here we find ourselves with many people very attached to the results of this election. And, the point is that happiness, that joy, that inner peace, every spiritual quality is an inside-out job, right? It's not dependent on what's happening in the world form. Of course, we're happy when things go our way in the world of form. And yet joy, spiritual joy, spiritual peace are things that are not dependent on what's happening in the world of form. And the only way to that kind of deep inner peace is through non-attachment. So, how do we reach non-attachment? Again, it's a practice. Being 100% non-attached to things in the world of form isn't ideal. And as human beings, we're not going to reach that. But the closer we come, then the more inner peace we can experience. You know, the phrase that came to me years ago is that perhaps the measure of enlightenment is the distance between discomfort and acceptance. The distance between discomfort and peace. The distance between acceptance and gratitude or joy or any spiritual quality. And the shorter that distance, the more enlightened we are. The more, and enlightenment is a relative term to me. And it really is synonymous with deep inner peace. So my invitation to you is to, hi Naomi, hi Trish, wow, great to see you. It is a timely topic, isn't it? And I am committed more than anything to deep inner peace. And the other thing that this brings me to is when you look at social media, when you look at some of the things that are happening in the news right now, as far as people who are dissatisfied with the way the election results are being coming in, the way the ballots are being counted, whatever it may be, and some people are getting even violent about this, and certainly very, very vocal. And the thing that comes with deep inner peace and comes with with spiritual joy is that what's more important than results in the world of form is how we treat each other. You know, what goes beyond our personal likes, because we all recognize that we all want the same basic things. We all want to live a prosperous life. We all want to live a healthy life. And so, people, we got to start respecting each other. We got to start finding common ground. And this also only happens through non-attachment and through peace and love and joy. And so what this means is, if we're focusing on what we really want, then the how becomes less important. Because if I recognize that you want the same thing as me, then we can support each other, even if we don't agree on the how, even if we don't agree on the political candidates or the outcomes. The only way that we are going to come together and support each other is by focusing on these common understandings, these common likes and common goals that we all have. So let's do a little meditation together. Take a nice deep breath. And let's really imagine for a moment what a life is like, virtually devoid of attachment to outcomes. Let's feel what it's like to be in deep inner peace, non-attachment, spiritual joy, a life guided by unconditional love. Take a deep breath into unconditional love, peace, and joy. And if you're like me, then instantly what you will feel, what I'm feeling, is that my personal likes, my personal preferences are all but the words are coming, are all but momentary likes and dislikes. If I look at the world, if I look at my life through the eyes of my soul, which sees the larger picture, that the results of this election, in the grand scheme of things, is not nearly as important as my personal peace right here and right now. And so I simply surrender in to this larger picture of seeing the world through the eyes of my soul, and knowing that even if the outcome of this election is not what I want, that 4 years from now it's going to be another story, and that everything that happens is happening for us. Everything that happens in the world of form is leading to an evolution of a higher vibration of love. This may be hard to see in the short term, but in the long term, we can see it. Things are better than they were 100 years ago. Things are way better than they were 4 or 5 centuries ago. There is a higher vibration of love happening, even in the midst of the conflict that we're seeing in today's political climate. So I ask each one of us now to just assess, what is mine to do from this long-term vision of my soul? What is the most important thing for me to do? And if it's not to reach out to others with love, with compassion, with understanding, then it's not the viewpoint of my soul. I guarantee that. And so if I'm not finding that, if I'm not touching that place of deep inner peace, of unconditional love, take another deep breath and go even deeper. Sink into your heart and ask again, what is mine to do? Maybe it's to reach out to someone I care about who might be having a harder time with these election results. Maybe it's to post something on social media about coming together, about embracing our common ground. Maybe it's reaching out to a family member who has the opposite political point of view than I do. To just say, no matter what, I love you and care about you. Because look, I could spend a lot of time talking about my political preferences. But what goes beyond that, the lasting and most important thing, is what we all care about most, which is being loved, expressing love. So that's the call for the day. So I just give each one of us a moment now to really actualize whatever our vision is for ours to do. And so we close this meditation with gratitude. Gratitude for all the blessings in life, and even gratitude for the challenges in life, recognizing that they're simply opportunities to grow, to claim back power, as Robert Scheinfeld puts it, to love everything, as Byron Katie puts it, to invite every experience, as August Gold phrases it, to give up to resistance to what is, as Eckhart Tolle describes it, to look for the magic in every experience, to see the beauty in everything, as I write about in The Magic of the Soul. To be in joy, to see the face of God in everything, as Pam Grout puts it in E Cubed, her book. To be in joy and love and peace no matter what. So I thank you for viewing. I thank you for resonating with what I have to say. Look, there's lots of changes we want to see in the world right now. The only path toward what works for everyone, a world that works for everyone, is to have love in our hearts, kindness in our hearts, to express love and kindness as consistently as we can. So love to you, my friends. We'll see you next Thursday for Thought Shifting Thursdays. And be in peace. Love you all.